Welcome back to PA Live. For us, Scranton is home, but for many, it's the setting of their favorite TV show. Matthew C. Grammer is a filmmaker who dedicated his most recent project to fans of The Office. Though his documentary won't premiere until later this summer, we're getting an exclusive first look at the trailer right now.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. I love you. Bye.
Don't wait for me, honey. Don't wait. 'Cause I'm always heading your way. And I know exactly what I'm looking for. And as we grow, I'll keep running till I can't no more. You'll always be the one I want at midnight. You'll always steal my breath away. Yeah. You'll always be my heart and my life. Every second, every day.
And joining us now to discuss his very highly anticipated documentary about the fandom of a mockumentary is filmmaker and Scranton enthusiast Matthew C. Grammer. Matthew, it is such a treat to have you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Rachel. Good afternoon.
So we just watched the trailer, the debut. I mean, congratulations. Tell us why it was so important for you to debut this trailer here in Scranton on PA Live.
Well, you know, I really appreciate that I can do that, first of all. But I thought it'd be a lot of fun for, you know, locals of Scranton to have a way to celebrate their town. You know, everyone loves The Office, it seems. You ask anybody in the world, and they just can't get enough of it. They've watched it 1,000 times. And so I think this documentary is really going to be a lot of fun, actually shining light on Scranton, which is an actual place. Maybe some people don't actually kind of realize that, you know. Yeah. So through this process, while I've been making this film, as you've kind of mentioned, I've become pretty good friends with a lot of people in Scranton and actually grown a fondness for the city myself. So I thought, you know, what better way to present a next bit of marketing for the film than to let the city itself, you know, debut it on their news channel.
Absolutely. We are so thrilled to have you. It really is fitting. What else can you tell us about this film? Also, I think important to note that you're not from here. You came here to really research and understand the culture of Scranton so you could better make this documentary. And the hard work shows, I mean, your film has already been accepted to festivals. So tell us a little bit more about that process.
Yeah, it's funny. This project kind of fell in my lap, if you will. This past year, I found out, kind of early spring 2021, I found out that they were hosting the Office Superfan Festival in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I had met a buddy online who was running the show, and as soon as I heard about it, I was like, oh, I've got to be there. It's going to be the most fun time. I'm a big Office fan. You know, so I thought I would bring along my camera, film a little bit. I'm actually from Dallas, Texas. I'm a professional video producer out here. I have a bunch of clients that need different brand videos and stuff. So I'm always kind of shooting stuff with my camera. I figured I'd take it with me and gather some stuff. Started interviewing some people at the festival about why they like The Office, and you know, I figured everyone kind of says the same things. It's really funny, there's memorable moments, but what I actually started catching was like really surprising from people. The first few interviews I got were people opening up pretty deeply about how the show helps them through difficult times in their life, and how it's really a lot more than just a show. So after a few interviews, I was like, oh gosh, this is really turning into something quite compelling. It's something I really need to gather more of and share to the world. I think this project is kind of a lesson in itself about if you find something compelling, others might as well, and they likely will as well. And with so many people in the world, there's bound to be other people just like you. So this film is really touching on a few things. It touches about the fandom surrounding The Office. It touches on the city of Scranton itself. And it also touches on the benefits of online communities. I know, as I mentioned, I found out about this festival in an online community about The Office, and even coming to the festival, I've since left with a ton of new friends. And so I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to. And so I think it's going to be a film that resonates with a lot of people.
Absolutely, and I did get a sneak preview of the whole film. Chris and I both watched it, and we're just blown away. I mean, your passion for The Office is palpable, and so is everyone there at that festival. What do you think about this show in particular really draws people in? I mean, you talked about these emotional, you know, connections, but why do you think it has remained so popular even after it's been on the air?
Well, for a few reasons. I think it kind of was daring with some of the humor that it took. I think that humor is still finding its way into today's society, still making us laugh. I think that it's just really relatable. Everyone seems to know a Pam or a Jim or a Michael. Maybe you've had a silly boss or whatever. And I think it just really makes a kind of a big deal out of the mundane. Greg Daniels kind of popularized that mockumentary style where you just kind of film something kind of regular and it ends up being really entertaining. So I really take the heart of the production value and the drive behind the Office television show, and I've really tried to route that a lot into my documentary. So if you watch it, there's tons of inside jokes, tons of layered, very meta, like jokes about itself within the movie. And yeah, I think it's just going to resonate with a lot of people. I think a few things that I've gotten as responses for my film, I've gotten the word joyous a lot, which I think is really unique. A lot of movies you'll go into and there's this big drama and there's this big climax and these big things happen and you kind of leave and you're like, okay, well, that was really exciting and stuff. I'm kind of going the opposite way. To kind of explain the title of the film, it's called Ordinary Things. It references to the very, very, very last sentence spoken in the entire Office TV show. Pam Halpert says a quote that says, you know, it's funny that you chose a regular regular paper company to make a documentary about, but all in all, I think a regular paper company was a great subject for a documentary. And she says, there's a lot of beauty in ordinary things. Yeah. Isn't that kind of the point? And I feel like I just had to run with that with this documentary. It's basically a bunch of footage of people out in a parking lot, just hanging out and doing an Office thing. So what I did was I acted as the video's host, and I helped walk you through all these stories and all these different people's experiences so you kind of understand it, because I knew if I just shared what was happening at that festival in Scranton, people would really love it. So anyways, as you mentioned, it's going to be in a few different film festivals. Also, a really fun thing for locals of Scranton, it's going to be playing for a couple weeks, starting in about August 1st, at Circle Drive-In, where the festival was held. And they also mentioned that in the show. I'm sure you guys know all about that. So if you... So first of all, I guess I'd like to say I'd like to invite people out to the Ordinary Things launch party. This is going to be the premiere event for the film on July 30th. If you're local to Dallas, Texas, you can come over here. We're going to have a local party. Otherwise, anyone in the world can participate via an online experience. So it'll be on July 30th. And then separately, you can go, if you're local to Scranton, go see it at Circle Drive-In. And also, fun little secret, if you go into Pen Paper, the tower at the opening shot of The Office, they're actually going to be looping the video in there. So if you go in to catch some shots of the paper building, you can watch the documentary as well.
Lots of opportunities to see your amazing work. Thank you for premiering that trailer here on our show. We really appreciate it. We appreciate your passion for Scranton. Thanks for sharing it on PA Live.
Of course. Happy to have me.